how to start a digital marketing agency in less than 10 minutes. So we're going to start the timer and let's do it. So first of all, what is a digital marketing agency? An agency is a very, very simple business model. Person A, which is you, approaching person B, which is normally a business owner. We're going to provide a service to that business owner in hopes to increase their monthly revenue and get them more customers. Now, in a way of thank you, they're going to give us a nice big fat check every month. This is called a service charge, and it can range anything from $500 to $5,000 in your initial stages. And there are a bunch of services that you can offer, but the main ones when people are first starting out are Facebook ads or any social media ads really. You could run TikTok ads or Google ads or YouTube ads. And these are simply advertisements when you go onto a platform. We've all seen when we're scrolling through our Instagram feed, an ad from a company pop up. We would essentially run those ads on behalf of a business and increase their revenue, right? We can also offer email marketing, okay? So sending emails on behalf of a company to their customers to again, increase their revenue. We could offer web development or funnel creation. Now, it's pretty obvious. We'll just create websites for people. Okay, it's an essential part of business. Lead generation. So we could generate leads for individual business. Let's say there's a construction business in your local area and they want people that want to raise their hand to say, I need a new house built or I need an extension built. We can put out a form on Facebook and people can register their interest and we can send those leads over to that business owner and they can close them and make a sale and increase their revenue. Final thing is social media management. This is something a lot of people get started in, and this is simply the management of organic Instagram, Facebook, YouTube pages, okay? This is actually taking the content that a business creates and then writing the posts and scheduling that content out so they have a regular, consistent social media strategy. Those are some services to get you started with. If none of those scream to mind and you're like, okay, I still don't know what I want to do, I would recommend starting out with Facebook ads. In my opinion, it is the most profitable service that you can offer as a new start agency owner, and it is going to bring you in as much revenue as possible, so the most amount of revenue in the shortest amount of time. So start with Facebook ads if you don't really know where to start. Because when you get good, you're going to get businesses paying invoices that look something like these. Cool. So what kind of businesses need Facebook ads? Where should we start? Now, I would always recommend any new start agency owner starting local, okay? The niche or niche, which is a term that you may have heard online, is vastly irrelevant when you're first starting out. People put a lot of attention on picking their niche. That doesn't really matter when you're first starting out. The most important thing is reaching out to local businesses, because when you are a new starter, you've got no experience with ads whatsoever. You need an in, right? You need a common ground with that business owner that's going to give you leverage to actually sign them up. And you being local is exactly what that in is. So we're going to go into a business. Let's say this could be a restaurant or a gym. We could walk in door to door and say, hey, I'm actually in the area and I noticed you guys aren't running ads on Facebook right now, which is crazy to me because I know you guys would absolutely smash it. Now, I'm actually just like in the city with my wife right now, so I don't have time to go through it right now, but I would love to arrange 20 minutes over the next couple of weeks where I can come in and share some ideas with you. Okay, cool. Bang, straight away, book in that meeting. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So local brick and mortar businesses to start off with. And this can literally be any company that you think would benefit from advertising, which is pretty much anyone. Gyms, restaurants, chiropractors, service providers, beauty clinics, high-end barbers and hairdressers, construction workers, solar panel creators, putter-uppers, whatever, therapists. You get a picture, right? Any business that sells a product or a service that could be advertised to someone and strike their interest for them to actually go and buy said product or service is suitable for your service. The key is that they are local in your area when you are first starting out. That's a non-negotiable for everyone starting an agency, okay? Now, there are a few caveats to that. Low ticket services are not good. So a food truck, you're not really going to be able to make a lot of money for. You want to get big return on investment for these companies. If you're going in the food industry, it wants to be like a high-end restaurant, okay, where the average price per customer is like $30 or £30 per person, okay? If they're a service provider, then go with businesses that have repeat customers, okay? So they have a high lifetime value. Lifetime value is essentially the amount of money that one customer will spend with a business over their lifetime shopping with that business, aka a chiropractor, right? If you go with a chiropractor, if you go see a chiropractor, you're likely to go again and again and again because you've probably got problems that you're trying to solve within your body. It's not often that you're going to have a one-stop fix because you're going to come back, right? So you're going to have a high lifetime value with those kind of industries. So be mindful of that as well. Now, what I'd recommend you doing is building a list of at least 20 to 50 companies in your local area that you think would be a good fit for your service. And I'd recommend just going over to Google. We're going to do chiropractors near me, and then we've got Google Maps come up. We're going to allow our location, and we're going to go on places, and then we've got a whole bunch of different chiropractors, okay, in the local area. Now, I would take these phone numbers and I would be putting them in a Google Sheet, so I've got all of these leads on there. I would also go onto the website and have a look if I can find the actual business owner's name. For chiropractors, for sure, you're going to find a business owner. They're generally going to be the lead practitioner, and then I would also put the business owner's name on that lead list. Okay, so here we've actually got Dr. Lara White. Okay, so take that, put it in your lead list. It's really important that you find out the business owner's name, because when you call them up or when you email them, you have somebody to ask for. Now, how do we actually get the sale? Well, the first thing we need to do is set a meeting with them. And now there are a number of ways you can do this. I would recommend cold calling as your number one point of call. And I know many of you will be scared of doing this, daunted at the task. Believe me, when I first started cold calling, I was terrified. I used to run to the end of the office and I would be holding my script in hand, trembling with fear. I was absolutely useless, but it is a skill that will teach you so much, and you will carry those skills throughout your entire life. Cold calling teaches you about fundamental communicational sales skills, and those skills will harden you and thicken you as a person as you get rejected so many times every single day. That's the harsh reality, but trust me on this. It is going to make you a killer in business, regardless of whatever industry you ever work in. Okay, so take those phone numbers, call up, follow a simple script, something like, hey, can I speak to Lara, please? We're always going to assume familiarity. Pretend we know that person already, so we can get past whoever that person who answers the phone. Now, when we actually get through to the business owner, we're going to keep it very, very simple. We're not going to try and pitch them. We just want to arrange a meeting. So we could say something loosely like, hey Lara, I know you're busy, so I'll be quick. My name's Jordan. I own Affluent.co, which is a marketing agency in Norwich. And I noticed you guys aren't running any Facebook ads right now. Is there a reason why? Let them ask. He'll answer, okay? Why? It's because of this, because of that, we don't have time, whatever. Now, we don't need to go through it right now, as I'm sure you're busy, but it would be really great if over the next few days, we could arrange a time where I could come in and share some ideas with you, because I know you'd absolutely smash it, okay? Something like that. Arrange the meeting, book it in, send an email to confirm, hey presto, we have our first meeting, okay? Moving swiftly on. We're going into the meeting, okay? We need to prepare. We want to make sure we look into the business. We might have a few ideas of how we could advertise them, some offers that we could potentially run for them. I would look at what the competitors are doing and get some inspiration. And we need to just prepare ourselves, okay? Be relaxed. Do not stress about this. If you screw up, it doesn't matter, okay? You're going to be in the same position as you were before that meeting. You've lost absolutely nothing and you've gained experience. We're going to go in there and we're going to follow a very simple 3-part meeting strategy. First thing we're going to do is go through a discovery. And what we do here is we build rapport. We ask some questions about their day. We might talk about something in the office. We're just trying to build a little bit of initial rapport and get past that awkward stage. We're then going to ask them questions about their business and learn about their current position. Non-negotiables are their current revenue, their desired revenue, and their goals, and the reason why they can't get to that point on their own, okay? We want them to realize that they do want to take their business further, but we need them to realize themselves that they can't do it without you. So we're going to dig into those issues and practice active listening. Actually listen to them. Don't just think about what you want to say next. Build a lot of relationship, and then we're going to get weapons later on for that meeting, okay? So we're then going to move on to stage 2, which is presentation, where we might go onto Facebook, for example. We might show them what an ad would look like, the kind of results that they could expect by setting up a dummy ad on their behalf. Or if you're in a different niche, then you just want to think about how can you display your skill set in the quickest way possible without having to be too complicated, okay? Quick wins, quick epiphanies. The third part is the close, and we're going to get permission to sell and use a statement like, look, I completely understand your position. You're currently making 20K a month, but you want to get to 100K. Would you like me to run through how we can bridge that gap? So we're going to relay their current position and their desired position and offer them the chance for us to bridge that, okay? How we bridge that gap, a really important statement. They're going to say yes, at which point you're going to then run through what your service is and what your pricing structure looks like. Now, when you're first starting out, I wouldn't recommend charging over $1,000. You can charge anything from $500 to $1,000 if it's a local business when you're first starting out. The most important thing is a case study. You want to sign a client as soon as you possibly can, because a client and a case study is way more valuable than any amount of money that can land in your bank account, because you can use that and leverage it it to get the second client and the third client and the fourth client, and it snowballs and compounds, and then you have a real business. Now, some of you may be thinking, Jordan, I don't have a clue how to run Facebook ads. Neither did I when I signed my first client, right? But I said yes for the opportunity, and I immersed myself in the space and I learned on the job. There are so many resources on my YouTube channel where you can learn this stuff for yourself, or if you do not want to fulfill services, you don't have to. You can outsource it from day one and pay someone a small fee to manage your ads for you or fulfill whatever service you're offering in your agency. You can use websites like Upwork, like Freelance, like onlinejobs.ph to find people that already know how to fulfill those services on your behalf. But you've got to be prepared if you're doing that to give some cash away, up to 50% of what you'll be earning from that client, but it's a very small price to pay for you not to have to worry about service and for you to get a client, get a case study, and start growing your agency. Sweet. That's all we've got time for today, but if you want to continue learning, I want to invite you over to my main channel. I have a much more in-depth video going through each of the individual elements. So click the link around here and go and watch that video now.